Hello people, in this question they are asking classify neuroglial cells. Can you see? Classify neuroglial cells they are asking. In 2023 they have asked it for 3 marks in anatomy final theory paper. Classify neuroglial cells. So you can write neuroglial cells examples. If you want to classify, you can just say astrocytes, oligodendrocytes, glioblasts, and microglia. Okay. So basically, under neuroglial cells, you have two types. You have the macroglia and the microglia. Under macroglia, you have the astrocytes, oligodendrocytes, glioblasts. Under microglia, you have and then you have microglia. So basically, if that is the classification you want to write and get quick marks, that is how you write it. But what is neuroglia? These are supporting cells, okay, of the nervous system. So under supporting cells of the nervous system, you have neuroglia, you have ependymal cells, you have capsular or satellite cells, Schwann cells, and then several other types of supporting cells. So what is difference, if you ask, between a nerve and a neuroglia? A neuron is the nerve. Actually, neuroglia is only the supporting structure, remember. Okay, so the actual information that sodium channels, etc. is the neuron. The neuron is the transmitter, right? Now, neuroglia is just the supporting cells around this neuron. Okay, so this neuron, that is nerve, comes from ectoderm. Ecto, outside. Neuron comes from ectoderm, whereas neuroglia come from. Neuroglia also ectoderm only, some of them, but some of them are mesoderm in origin also. Okay. So anyways, we don't want to get into embryology. Basically, what are the classification they are asking you? So you have to write all of these people. You have to write astrocytes, oligodendrocytes, glioblasts, microglia, ependymal cells, satellite cells, Schwann cells, everything you have to write. Now let's get started with astrocyte. Okay. What is astrocyte? So astrocytes are these star-shaped cells. They'll have a lot of processes, food processes kind of a thing, right? Are you calling it as food process? But they definitely have processes radiating in all directions. So they act as what? Blood-brain barrier. This is very important. That word should come out. Blood-brain barrier, right? Otherwise, there's no use. Blood-brain barrier. Okay. So what is astrocyte? It is star-shaped. It has a lot of processes radiating in all directions. So what it will do? It will wrap around this blood vessel and it will remove, it will allow things from the blood. Whatever the brain needs, only that it will try to give. Okay, that is blood-brain barrier, astrocyte. Okay, done. In that, again, you have so many types. We are not going into that. Oligodendrocytes. This is actually, see, you can see here, the nerve is covered by myelin sheath, right? In this central nervous system, this oligodendrocyte is providing this myelin sheath. Okay. So what is oligodendrocyte? It's a neuroglial cell. Basically, they are supposed to give the myelin sheath. We'll just stick to that much information. Otherwise, there seems to be a little more information here. Next. Glioblast. These can differentiate into macroglial cells. So this glioblast can either become an astrocyte or oligodendrocyte, etc. Okay. So this is a blast. Blast means what? It will become blast and become whatever it wants. Okay. Next, microglia. Microglia, we told you, is another type of neuroglial cells. Basically, what is it doing? It is phagocytic in nature. Okay. This much we'll remember. Microglia. Phagocytic we'll remember. Next, let's go to ependymal cells. These are lining the ventricles. So you can see if CSF is flowing here, you have the ependymal cells here, which are lining the cavities, or it is lining the ventricles, you can say. These ependymal cells produce CSF, they are saying. So we'll add this word here, produce CSF. Okay. When it comes to satellite cells, Schwann cells, and some other cells, what they are saying is these are mainly the peripheral nervous system. Okay, what they are saying, satellite cell helps in regulation of the environment. Schwann cells, we have already heard, I'm sure, in our peripheral nervous system, right? They form the sheath for the peripheral nervous system, the myelin sheath, and there are a lot of other cells. Okay, here mainly you have to focus on these words for your exam: astrocytes, oligodendrocytes. Okay. And glioblasts, microglia, ependymal cells. This much you remember. Okay. If you want to talk about the functions, we already told you these are supporting cells. Astrocytes will do what? Blood-brain barrier. Okay. Then next you learnt about oligodendrocytes, myelin sheath. Then you had the glioblast, which will differentiate and form whatever you want. Then you have the microglia, which are phagocytic. Then you have the ependymal cells, which will give you the CSF, and they line the ventricles. Then you have other peripheral nervous system, what and all you have, satellite cells, Schwann cells, etc. The satellite ones are supposed to be, what is it? Regulating the environment. When you come to the Schwann, that is supposed to be forming the myelin sheath for the peripheral nerves. Okay. So this much if you have learned, and there are a lot of other supporting cells they are telling you. So they also provide mechanical support, this says. Then insulators, because nerve impulses are going here and there, this acts as insulators, right? The impulses won't go in all directions. Wherever it has to go, it will go, kind of a thing. Then it will remove foreign material by phagocytosis. This we already told you, that is the microglia, isn't it? Then it can repair also, you write, because of the glioblast, it can become whatever you want, right? And it can fill the gap by degenerated neurons, though very little that it can do, because nerve regeneration, which you will read, but it can repair to some extent. Then they store also neurotransmitters, look like, and they release whenever you need. Okay. Then they maintain some environment. This also we told you, the satellite cells, some regulation of environment. Then myelination by oligodendrocytes. Then ependymal cells, what do they do? CSF, right? All CSF activity, ependymal cells. So this is the neuroglia that you have to write for exam. Don't write so much. It's just for 3 marks. You have to finish writing in 3 minutes, just the words, okay, and examples and the functions.